Thank you, Stacy. Checking for errors in reasoning. The definition: checking for errors in reasoning is the final step in the critical thinking process. Fallacies. Fallacies, mistakes in reasoning and faulty reasoning. Fallacies tend to divert a listener's attention, causing issues long term with solving the problem at hand. A main component of groups is being able to see the fallacies of the group members before they become issues of the group. Fallacies are overgeneralizing, attacking a person instead of the argument, confusing casual relationships, either or thinking, incomplete comparisons. Checking errors in reasoning, overgeneralizing. Generalizations are made when information about one or more instances is said to apply to many or all instances of the same type. Overgeneralization, a conclusion not supported by enough data. In order to avoid overgeneralization, questions about the solution need to be asked in order to see if the solution is factual or overgeneralized. Everyone needs to be a beneficial part of the group, and all thoughts and opinions need to be taken into consideration. Attacking a person instead of the argument. Discrimination. Not being able to listen to someone's point of view because of their background. Long-term issues with the group. Checking for errors in reasoning. Confusing causal relationships. Speaker or writer mistakenly states what caused an event. Some people will say that something happened because of something else, but in all actuality have no events that one is directly caused from the other. Either or thinking, aka false dilemma. You must choose one thing or another, and no other choices are possible. Sometimes there are often options to solve the problem. There are different options, to solve the problem. All options needed to be taken into consideration when making a final decision. Checking errors in reasoning. Incomplete comparisons. Ask us to stretch the similarity too far. This is where GSS, Group Systems Support, comes into play. Types of GSS tools are electric brainstorming, electric outliners, idea organizers, and topic commentators. This is a process where information is evaluated. And last but not least, avoiding groupthink. Groupthink is a tendency of highly cohesive groups not to evaluate thoroughly and critically all aspects of a decision or problem. One reason groupthink is likely to happen is because group members are so focused on coming to an argument that some members are left out. Once this happens, it is quite difficult to get back on track and come to a decision as a whole group. In order to prevent the symptoms of groupthink are the group overestimates its power and morality. The group becomes closed-minded. Group members experience pressure to conform. Preventing groupthink, encourage members to kick the problem around before they start focusing on a solution. Establish a norm of critical evaluation. Prevent leaders from stating their preferences at the beginning of group's decision-making or problem-solving session. Prevent isolation of the group. In order to prevent groupthink, make sure everyone is an equal part of the group and that everyone is a valid part of the decision-making process. There needs to be rules and guidelines set up in the beginning to prevent groupthink from happening. Groupthink is something you want to stay away from in your group. I'd like to finish off the presentation by noting our list of references. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about creative and critical thinking in small groups.